Good afternoon, traders. I'm Michael Sabo, Senior Commodities Broker with RJO Futures here on Wednesday, January 8th, with some commentary here in the energy markets. Let's get started here. February crude prices here, a bit weaker today. We're off about 92 cents right now, trading around 92.75. So we're really seeing some weakness there. Brent barely off. We're off only about 6 to 7 cents right now, trading right around the 107.30 area. So not seeing too much of a sell-off in there. Nat gas quite a bit weaker. Feb Nat gas around 424. That's off about 6 cents. And the complex is off. Heat's off about 50 cents. RBOB's off about 2 cents right now. So basically a weaker tone across the board in the energy markets. Let's get started here with some of the inventory numbers that just recently came out this morning here. Traders are looking to see another draw in stockpiles. So, doing a recap here, over the last several weeks, we've really seen basically consecutive weeks of drawdowns in the stockpiles. And yet for quite some time, most of the month of December, crude prices were rallying up as we saw a lot of builds in the stockpiles. Then we started to see reversal. We started to see draw in stockpiles, and that's kind of what the overall theme has been. Traders are looking today to see a draw of about 1.6 million barrels, and we came in at a draw about 2.7 million barrels, and yet crude prices have still had a bit of a weaker tone. But I think what's interesting to note is, it wasn't that long ago here, end of December, we were up above $100 a barrel. On December 27th, we were hitting a high of $100.75 a barrel, and then today we've hit a low already of $92.61 a barrel. So basically the market's lost over $8 in about 8 days. So we've really seen prices coming back. And there hasn't seemed to be much support in the way of oil right now. Technically, I think the market is in an area where we should start to see some consolidation in this general area, and we might start to find a little bit of support. It was kind of surprising, again, even though we got a little bit bigger draw than expected, hasn't really added much support to the market. Now, as many of you already know, long-term, my views on oil, I still remain bearish on oil. So I'm not surprised to see prices coming down into this area. But, the way and as quick as we've come down into this area, I do think here short-term technical indicators, as oversold as they are, that we could see crude prices start to bounce up a little bit. Now, the inventory numbers, looking at the big picture here, our current stockpiles, we're currently coming in at right around about 357.9 million barrels for this time of year. So that's really giving us ample oil. Our 5-year average is right around just about 337 million barrels. And if you take a look at our all-time highs for this time of the year, right around 361.3 million barrels. So right about running neck and neck for our highest amount of oil on hand for this time of the year. And if you look at what our lowest for this time of year, right around about 269 million barrels. So as you can see, we've still got plenty of oil out there. Economic data, something I've talked about in so many of these posts, remains still very mixed. Look at China. Data there is still suggesting that things are kind of slowing down a little bit. Data here in the U.S. continues to be mixed. Watch for Friday's big employment report. That could really kind of help set the tone, oil, as we're heading into the next week. But again, here short term, I think oil prices might bounce up a little bit, mainly on the short-term technicals. Long-term oil, I still favor the downside. If you're interested in some strategies, give me a call, shoot me an email. I've got a trade I'm looking at right now, March bear put ratio spread. That obviously involves the use of options. It's a strategy that I think you could use to take advantage of this here over the next several weeks. So feel free, again, give me a call, shoot me an email. We can get into more detail on that. And of course, remember that futures trading does involve a substantial amount of risk. It may not be suitable for all traders. Good luck and good trading.